Hello everyone, I'm speaking to you from East Lansing, Michigan, my home. My name is Lucas Keomany, and I've lived here for almost all my life. I'm married to my beautiful wife, Eve. We have two great children, my 7-year-old son, Huey, who loves soccer, Batman, and playing piano, and my daughter, Violet, who is 19 months old, and she just runs around like crazy. She's a crazy, happy baby. But my possession that I feel best expressed who I am would be my telescope. This telescope I actually got when I was, I think in 7th grade. I saw it in an issue of Astronomy magazine, and I thought it was just the coolest thing I'd ever seen. But I also had loved stargazing even before that. Probably it started when I was about 5 years old. My father would take me outside to look at the moon and the stars. And every so often he would tell me stories from Laos, his country, tales or whatever he'd heard from his family in the village. And he told me this one story about how, how we have solar eclipses. They believe that it's actually a giant frog eating the sun. And during that time, there's giant the whole country is just a giant festival. The people will take out their weapons, they will shoot at the moon to scare away the big frog. And that story, I guess at some point I really felt like, I believed that, but that story always stayed with me, even when I knew that there wasn't a giant frog in the sky eating the sun. And I think that's what drove me to having a lot of passion for my hobby in astronomy. And I always remembered that tale. So I've been very excited to share this telescope in my life with my friends and my family. And I believe it best represents me because I have a lot of fun with science and history, and I feel that the telescope is a very beautiful historical item that we have. I feel like it's a key to being able to see the sky. And I know people will say, like, oh, looking in the sky, it's no difference. But I feel like when you look at the moon through a telescope and you can see all the details and high definition or whatever, it looks absolutely beautiful, something like you've never seen before. And that's what made me to get into star charting and really following the stars during the summer. In Michigan, it's give or take, the weather is either great or horrible. In the summer there can be a lot of humidity, which can cloud up the sky, making it so I can't see the stars. But a little bit more about me. I am an avid runner. I love to run. I like self-improvement. I like to keep working on myself. I'm not about public speaking. I'm not necessarily the best public speaker, but I have had jobs in the past where I've had to give tours around campuses, so I think it's something I've developed over time. I had a previous job. I used to travel around the country. I was a trained commercial welder, underwater diver, and I've operated in the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic, and I've really been all over the country with it. And I remember each place I went, no matter how far I was from home, I always would take some time to look at the moon and the stars at night. So when I got back home doing my rotation, I would always get out the telescope and use it. And I just think it's so beautiful. This telescope is made by Meade, which is probably one of the best American telescope companies out there.